morning, fellow Greens, friends, members of the press. Quite an exciting moment for our movement today. I'm Laura Moody. I'm the outgoing convener of the Scottish Green Party's National Council, and I'm also the lead MSP candidate for the South of Scotland region. And I stand before you here this morning in the beautiful Scottish Poetry Library, filled with pride, hope, and a real belief in what we as Greens can achieve together. The Scottish Greens know that politics can be different, that it can be principled, collaborative, and genuinely transformative. From the Northern Isles to the borders, from our cities to villages like the one I live in, Green voices are being heard like never before in our communities, in our councils, and in our parliament. The climate crisis hasn't paused while we've been organising, and neither have we. We've pushed for more affordable trains and buses, fought for nature restoration, and championed the fairer taxation our communities deserve. But we know there's much more to do. The coming Holyrood election presents us with an unprecedented opportunity. People across Scotland are crying out for change, not just any change, but the kind of change that only we offer. They want a Scotland where wealth works for everyone, not just the privileged few, where brilliant public transport connects every community, where tackling the climate emergency creates good, secure jobs for our young people. This is our moment to show Scotland that another way is possible, a way where we don't choose between a thriving economy and a healthy planet, but build both, together, where we don't accept growing inequality as inevitable, but share wealth and power, where we don't leave rural and urban communities competing for resources, but invest in the infrastructure that connects us all. Our new co-leaders inherit a party that's ready to represent every region, ready to earn every vote, ready to challenge every injustice, ready to offer the hope that Scotland desperately needs. We're not just working hard for votes this year, we're working for our planet's future, for our children's opportunities, and for a Scotland that works for everyone. The climate emergency demands urgency, social justice demands courage, our communities demand action. This morning, we choose the leaders who will take us forward into this crucial election, equipped with policies that will transform lives and a vision that will inspire a nation. Now, let's discover who will lead us on this journey. Let me introduce our returning officer, Amy Smith, who was overseeing
and optimism. And I'm very pleased to get to introduce for the first time my co-leader, Ross Greer MSP.
Thank you, Gillian, and thank you, everyone. This really is a huge honour and a privilege. And I want to thank Amy and Laura and all of our party staff for having organised this contest, organised this event today. It's no mean feat to find such an excellent venue in Edinburgh in August, but I think we can all be proud of how we've lived out our values as a radical democracy. And on that note, I want to start by thanking Dominic and Lorna. We can only be a radical democracy, we can only live up to our values if people put themselves forward and give our members the opportunity to have that debate about what kind of party we want to be. So I want to thank both of you for having given our members that opportunity, and in particular to thank Lorna for 6 years of incredible service as co-leader of our party during a historic period, one of the first ever Green ministers to join a government in the UK, setting up the Nature Restoration Fund, delivering the kind of transformation that many of us had argued for years, but didn't expect that we would have the opportunity to actually deliver on so quickly. I'm excited to be embarking on this journey as co-leader with my friend. Gillian and I have known each other for a long time. We've spent a long time talking about what we would do if we were ever in charge of this party. And now we get to stress test all of those theories about what a Scottish Green Party led by us would actually look like. When I joined this party in 2009, there were more students at my high school than there were members of the Scottish Greens. I certainly didn't think that I would be standing up here at that point, and I didn't think the party would have achieved everything that it has, particularly over the last decade. And the Scottish Green Party that I joined in 2009 was Patrick Harvey's Scottish Green Party. Patrick has defined our party in the eyes of the Scottish public for almost 2 decades now. He's led us through periods of incredible growth and achievement, going from that small group of dedicated and enthusiastic activists into the major political force that we became through the referendum campaign, largely as a result of the arguments that Patrick put forward, taking us into government as one of those first Green ministers and delivering the kind of transformation that people across Scotland had been crying out for and that we were finally in a position to do. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank Patrick as one of my closest friends, someone who's supported me for so long, someone who put up with me when I was that slightly odd 15-year-old who started turning up to Green Party branch meetings. Thank you for transforming this party from an enthusiastic, well-meaning fringe outfit into a force capable of delivering the transformation that people and planet really need here in Scotland. People across the country are angry right now. We won't deny that and we won't dismiss that. And it's because this country isn't working for them. We need to fix that. The cost of living crisis and the climate crisis are biting hard. And it's not because this country is broken. It's because it's rigged. The systems are rigged in favour of the super rich, of big polluters, of greedy landlords. To fix this country, that's who we need to take on and that's who we need to defeat. We will be the party. We will be the party brave enough to take on the rich and powerful, to take on these elites who hoard more wealth than they could spend in 1,000 lifetimes, and to deliver the change that people need to see. Changes like universal free bus travel, protecting tenants from greedy landlords, protecting workers from exploitative bosses. And we certainly won't be dismissing that public anger or pretending that there are any quick fixes when that isn't the case, but we will take on the bigots and the con men directing that anger at the most vulnerable people in our society. Trans people and asylum seekers didn't sell off community centres, didn't privatise the bus network or bail out the banks rather than the public. You all know that I'm a person of faith. That's what my belief in a fairer society is rooted in, that calling that we are to feed the hungry and welcome the stranger. I want to take this opportunity to reject the cruelty of those who are falsely claiming that they're trying to defend this country's Judeo-Christian values by doing the opposite of what our faiths call for us to do. My vision for Scotland is one where we build longer tables and not bigger walls. About a decade ago, there was a real sense of hope in Scotland. People really believed that this could be that better, fairer, greener country. But that sense of hope has all but disappeared, and we should be honest about that. Whether it's through the re-election of Tory governments that we didn't vote for, or a Labour government that looks like just another one of those Tory governments, Brexit, or even Trump. But the Scottish Green Party will bring back that hope, and we will bring it back through action. We will cut people's bills and tackle the climate crisis. That's why I proposed ideas during this contest like universal free bus travel, and why I said that we shouldn't be afraid to make the super rich pay for the transformation that we know our society needs. For example, by ending the tax breaks that the aristocracy get for their shooting estates. Fixing Scotland's problems means replacing a system rigged in favour of the super rich with one that works for people and planet. To Scottish Green Party members, I want to say a huge thank you for placing your trust in us. Now is the time for us to do difficult things. We have our team in place, our co-leaders, our candidates for next year's election. But we know our party can do better, can be better. We need to continue on that journey of improvement. We need to get better with our messaging, better with our campaigns, and we need to make it fun to be part of our movement. We are trying to transform Scotland for the better. That should be a joyful experience for everyone who wants to get involved in it. There are only 9 months to the next election. We have a Scottish Government dropping progressive policies all over the place and constantly scaling back its ambitions for this country. A Labour Party that is aping every Nigel Farage press release. We, the Scottish Greens, are the only genuinely progressive party left in this country. It is absolutely essential that we are in this fight, fighting for that fairer, greener vision, that fairer, greener Scotland that we know is possible. And it is essential that we go into that fight ready, because if we are ready, we will elect the biggest ever group of Green MSPs, and we will make Holyrood work for people and planet. And friends, at this point, I'd like to welcome Lorna Slater to the stage to make a few remarks. Oh, is it Laura? Apologies, it's Laura.
My few remarks will be very brief now. It's really just to sort of direct everybody for asking questions and things. So I think broadcast media down the stairs, I believe. If you're wanting to record, there's a little bit more room. And print media up here for asking questions and interviews, if that's all right. Thank you very much for your time today. I'm very excited about the change and the challenge to come in the coming year. And we look forward to meeting you all again on the campaign trail. Thank you.